Thank you, everybody, for watching this week. Bit of an NFL heavy podcast, aka it was all NFL. Oops, all NFL. I like that stuff. I don't know if everybody else does, but football is back, baby. So if you like NFL, we're gonna have a lot more of it. We've still got our division previews going on, and then we'll be covering it a lot, obviously, throughout the season. So yeah, if you like more NFL, if you like what you saw today, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Find us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. I look like I'm lagging so much on my screen. Oh my
You're not.
god,
You're
that's
good.
fun.
You're good.
Oh, I'm good?
You're not
Okay,
lagging
sick.
at
It's
all.
just my Discord. It's just my Discord playback. We love
We've been.
Discord.
This has been
Um,
such a long episode that even Discord's getting mad at us.
yeah, Discord's like, wrap this shit up. What's going on here? Um, But no, make sure to also subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your audio podcast. Find us there. Triple Play Sports Podcast. That good stuff. Anyways, my shout
Shout
out for
out
this
to.
week.
I was also gonna say shout out to all the people on YouTube tuning in for just this, which is now gonna be a segment each week. Which we didn't really acknowowledge. For once, people will be watching these.
I was gonna say, normally for these at the end, I kind of just like
You
doze
phoned
out
in?
and just go on autopilot,
Yeah.
and just kind of spout off whatever is on my diluted like 12 a.m. mind.
It's not
Like
12,
I've been
it's
up.
11.
I've been okay. I can't even tell time anymore. I've been up since like 6, and
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, it just means that I can't think straight. But that's part of what makes it fun. Is it people just get my incoherent ramblings as an actual segment now and can actually view and comment on it, which is really
terrific.
fun and
It's
great.
good to know
And
that
I'm looking forward to that.
I think that's part of the reason this episode was so incredibly not terrible, diluted, all across the board because you've been up since 6
Diluted
a.m.
can be good.
Diluted can be good, but you've been up since 6 a.m. I've got family who are young children in town that I'm pretty much being made to babysit all week, so I'm dying a little bit, but that's okay. It's all fun. Anyway,
That's what
there we go.
podcasting is all about. We're all dying a little bit inside, and we're talking about sports.
The lesson here is you
It's
have
a
to be
good-
a little
it's a
you
good
have to be a little
combo.
messed up in the head to do a podcast.
Yeah, there's something wrong with us.
There you go.
Anyways, subscribe to us because we're fucked. Anyways, what am I doing here? What's life? A shout out. I'm shouting something out. I
Right, there you go.
couldn't think of much, honestly. I was on vacation the last week. That was pretty cool. But I'm just honestly gonna anti-shout out myself. I'm really lame for not figuring out this whole setup I've got going on. My setup for the podcast has been so shit for the entirety of the podcast because I'll either just be like in my room or whatever, and that's boring. Nobody wants to see that. That's garbage. At least you've got like some sort of setup going on in your room where you can tell, like you've got your bookcase organized and all of that. I'm
But-
just setting it up. Like
I've
my
told
bed's
you this
probably
story
unmade
before. I've told you this story before. I found out that my girlfriend's mother, which is already terrifying. That's no offense. Shout out to Rajni because she is awesome. Rajni, I don't know if I necessarily want you tuning into the podcast every week. I don't know if I necessarily want you to be a weekly viewer. No offense, Rodney. You are awesome. But please don't. Anyway, I found out that she, while on like a road, she was driving somewhere. Maybe it was back to... Because she works outside of the city I live in. I think she was driving back or something with a coworker. And they decided to put on like our Super Bowl like preview because it was around that time of the year, and they were listening to it. Or I think they must have been watching it somehow in this car or something. Maybe they were watching it. She wasn't while driving or something. And and the only comment that she gave me was that her coworker said it looked like I did the podcast out of a supply closet. because of all the shit I have in the background on that thing. I was so insulted. We have had so many bad comments on this where I'm just like, I don't really care. That one hurt me right. That one stung because you're right. I do got a setup going on in my room. I've got like a bunch of shit. I got like sports books. I got because in my head I'm like normally when you're watching TSN they've usually got the bookcase for whatever reason.
Yes.
Where they'll have like little like tokens of all
to show that they know how to read.
Yeah, which I don't, but that's the humor of it. Wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Oh fuck! I messed up the thing. That's really funny.
This is completely off the fucking rails. That's okay.
Oh my god. Simon knows how to breathe.
No, like.
Yeah. Anyway, I know what you mean.
Yes,
I just think that's probably a sign of anything that I don't think you're the one with the messed up background. Apparently, I refuse to change it. I got that feedback 6 months ago. So.
Well, yeah, I would disagree with that too, because I mean, if it looks like you're doing it out of a supply closet, it looks like I'm fucking homeless because I do it in like when I was at
there's a
university.
Wall behind you.
Yeah,
homeless people don't have those.
That's true. That's true. Well, this is a good side. I like this setup, but like previously, I could have just been like, I was basically dropping into random university lecture halls or doing it in the basement of a library. So yeah, I've had a shit setup for a long time.
My rule,
and I finally, I finally,
well, I use it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I finally feel like I figured out a good setup. I'm in my little nook. It's fun. I can just keep all my podcast stuff here. It's in the basement. I used to do it upstairs in my room, and I cooked like an egg up there because it was like 30 degrees. And by the end of the podcast, I just wanted to die. But this is cool. This is great. And I figured out this whole pennant thing. My dad and I have like a huge combined collection of pennants that I could literally
Mad Dogs.
Exactly. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay, yeah,
but
go ahead.
I think it's great because I can switch out the pennants based on what segment we're doing. Because, like, if anybody was noticing right at the start, I had the Houston Oilers pennant up for the AFC South, and I switched to the Falcons for the Falcons segment. I have an NFL one for just the top 100. And then I can bring out the weird novelty ones for the shoutouts. Like, because my dad was alive in the 90s when the CFL expanded into the US and had like a ton of random ass US teams that existed for like 2 years. Like the Memphis Mad Dogs, for example. He also has, I had a lot of choices. I could have gone with, he has a Sacramento Gold Miners one, Las Vegas Posse. Like there's a whole bunch, and I'd like, there's some that aren't even like from the CFL. I think the CFL ones are the funniest. But there's the other ones that are just like weird novelty ones. It would be so great. I'd have so much material for the shout out section to show off, and it would be a cool little thing to do in all the segments. But I'm moving away to Vancouver again in like 2 weeks. So anti-shout out for me for being a fucking dumbass and figuring out something cool, and I could only do it like 2 more times. That was a really long-winded way to say that I'm like leaving this. Yeah. I can't form a thought.
I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with it for a while, but my rule towards the end of the summer, because at the beginning of the summer I was traveling quite a bit, and I still will be a little bit as we hit the end of it. But my rule, I think, for now on is whenever I have to travel somewhere and I have to do the podcast from somewhere different, I've got to find some way to do it in a really creative or like stupid place, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I had the one where I did it by the pool, and I think that has inspired me. For now on, I'll be doing that type of thing. Because You also had your car cast. That's true. I forgot about that one. Which, I don't know if I said what happened after. I think I told you. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. Did I say it on the podcast? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I know you definitely told me.
I told you. I know I would have told you. But, like, my car battery fucking died from that. About halfway through the podcast. I have no idea how I didn't notice, honestly. But me not understanding how car batteries work, because I'm an idiot apparently, like just let my car battery completely die. Because I was like, I think that was a shorter episode that week as well for my own sake. I don't think we were over 2 hours. I was like, there's no way my car battery's going to die in 2 hours. That's nothing, right? Car batteries die in 30 minutes if they're left like in that type of thing. And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now I do, but I didn't know that. So it died, and I went to like, I don't remember what it was. My car got stuck in front of my girlfriend's house in a city that I don't live in. And I had to leave it there, by the way, because I had to go back to Calgary. I had to catch a ride back to Calgary, which is where I live. And I left a power cord in my window that I was smart enough. Thank God I was smart enough to fully close the window, or almost fully, just leaving enough room for the power cord to sneak over. Like, you can picture it. I don't have a photo of it, but you can picture it. I had it like that, but for a week, sitting in front of their house was just my car with a power cord going into my window. It must have looked so weird. Oh, it was so funny. Their neighbor walked by me when I was setting it up as well. I was like putting all these cords and all that. I had like a monitor in my car. Like I should have recorded the behind the scenes of that episode. That would have been a very good shout out for the next week, because it was so goofy. There was so much that went into that. I would do it again, but I'd have to put a bit more planning into it regarding.
I was going to say, I don't think you should do it again.
No, I don't think. We'll see. I don't think I'll have to do it again, is a better way to put it. But,
okay. I don't think the car should be on in any capacity if you do it again.
No, and that's what I was going to say.
That.
What I would probably do instead, because if I have to do it again, it'll probably be in the winter. It might be Christmas break, maybe. Like for school, maybe I go somewhere. I don't know. I don't have any plans yet. But like, if let's say I go somewhere for that, and we're staying in a small place, and I don't feel like bothering all the people around me with that, then maybe I'll set up in the car again. But I'll probably just throw a heater in there with me. Well, like for example, the main reason I had the car on was to get like, I don't even have AC in my car, which is the sad thing. But I wanted the fan running just for my own computer's sake, right? Because I didn't want my computer to overheat. I was worried about that, and that could be solved with a fan. Like, just throw a fan in my car. So, that'll be the plan if that happens again. The car will not be on next time I do a car cast.
Good.
But,
Good.
Yeah, my shout-out for this week, it was a bit long-winded. We're starting to get into, like, the longer shout-outs, which, I mean, considering their segments now, I think is fair. Is the lady, her name's Raygun, from the breakdancing side of the Olympics. And since this is a segment now, and since this is so good that I'm almost willing to get sued over it. That's not an invitation. Please don't sue me, Olympics. Please don't sue me. Please. We do not own this video. We have absolutely no rights when it comes to the Olympics. But I wanted to show all the people out there, because I found out. Caleb said this to me before the podcast when I told him that this was my shout out. And obviously with what my green screen background of the week is, you kind of get the idea of why it's so good. I decided, I haven't seen the full thing. I've only seen highlights. So I thought we'd sit here for a second. We'd watch her first, like, I don't know, first go. I don't even know what to describe it as. First run at trying to do whatever it is breakdancing is. So here you go. We can't play the audio because we'll definitely get that's enough right there. We don't have to show more. I heard that's my
that she lost. I heard that she lost all of her, like, I don't know, again, I also don't know how it works, but, like, games. Rounds. It was like, yeah, she got 0 points in all of them. Yeah. Which I think is pretty impressive.
It's sad, though, because, like, I don't give a shit about breakdancing. I won't pretend to, but, like, it's sad to see them get their one shot. A controversy like this happens where, like, now people are investigating how she got there. Like, apparently her husband was involved in the committee, and, like, people are starting to think like this, that, and whatever. Don't sue me. I don't know anything. But, I just, like, I watched this, and I don't know if you've seen, like, what the actual gold medal one was. I saw
won
clips of
in
it.
the
Canada won.
men's.
Yeah, it was like a guy named Wizard or something, which is sick as hell. I want a Wizard to win a
Yeah.
medal for gold for Canada. That's awesome. The fact that that can happen in this sport instantly makes me love it. So I think I was really sad to hear that they already basically announced it's not coming back, which is so shitty. It's so shitty because I get it. It's not like I was tuning in, but like when I saw it on TV, I was able to go like, okay, like what I did watch actually, it happened while I was on vacation. That's why I know I watched it. I watched the gold medal for the women's, which is what, obviously this was women's, and it was pretty impressive. I was sitting there like I'm not gonna act like I was like okay I'm gonna watch breakdancing now, but I was like you know what, that was not a waste of 5 minutes. I'm eating my toast here.
Yeah.
I would have watched anything while I ate my toast. I'm just trying to eat breakfast. I would have watched paint dry. You know what? This was better than paint drying. So and you know what? It was impressive. It's impressive. I think I had the same respect for it as if I were to watch like rowing, where like I don't know anything about rowing. I have no metric to figure out whether these people are good at rowing or not. I don't know what a bad rower looks like, but at least with this, it's still impressive, right? Because you're watching the best of the best. It sucks that a controversy like this ruined it for everybody else.
No, it's true. No.
So I'll throw that out there into the world. But there you go. That's both our shout outs for the week.
You know who would have been a great breakdancer, Simon?
I wonder. I actually
who would
he probably is a great
who would have been the best breakdancer of them all? Swinging those legs, flailing those arms, maybe doing a couple of head spins, like we saw with this amazing performance from this Australian woman. I've already forgot her name.
Raygun.
But we know that there would have Raygun.
Don't forget the name.
Don't forget the name Raygun. But we all know that there would be one person, the second. I think this is probably why they took it out of the Olympics, because they said this guy's probably going to sign up when it's in his home country next year, and there's no sense in even having a competition because he's going to get the gold medal automatically. And that is because of his fantabulous ass. Once he swings that ass in the air, then there's no question on who's the best. And with that, Penix better have a warm ass. See you next week.